Imagine the soft hum of a South Australian morning, where the sun filters through eucalyptus leaves and casts golden patches on a quiet Adelaide street. The kind where neighbors wave from porches and kids chase magpies across lawns. In a modest brick home on that street, a little girl named Paige Greco learns early that wheels can be wings, not weights. That even when her body bends differently, her spirit can race ahead, unyielding and free. Born on April 28, 1997, in the heart of Adelaide to parents Natalie and an unnamed father whose steady presence anchors the family like the roots of an old river gum, Paige arrives into a world that immediately wraps her in fierce, unwavering love. Diagnosed at birth with right hemiplegic cerebral palsy, a condition that stiffens her right side like an unyielding tether, turning every step into a quiet battle, she's the only child in a household where resilience isn't preached but lived. Natalie's voice, warm as a cup of Milo on a winter's eve, becomes Paige's first cheerleader, whispering encouragements during those toddler days when grasping a toy feels like summiting a peak. Family life unfolds in simple, sacred rhythms. Barbecues in the backyard with sausages sizzling on the Barbie, Natalie's laughter mingling with Paige's determined giggles as they finger paint masterpieces on butcher paper, the father grilling with a gentle eye always on his girl. No siblings to share the spotlight, but aunts, uncles, and cousins weave in like extended verses in a favorite song. Holiday gatherings at the beach where Paige's cousins build sandcastles tall enough for her to dream of castles in the air. From the start, Paige's family isn't defined by pity but by possibility. They adapt the world to her, installing ramps before they're trendy, turning therapy sessions into games of chase. "You were born to fly, my love," Natalie would say, tucking her in with stories of athletes who turned stumbles into strides, planting seeds in soil that would one day bloom into gold. In those tender years, amid the scent of sunscreen and sea salt from Henley Beach outings, Paige discovers that family isn't the hand you're dealt. It's the one that pulls you forward when the path tilts. Adelaide's wide skies and winding bike paths become Paige's playground, a canvas for a girl who refuses to let her right arm's stubborn curl or her leg's hesitant drag rewrite her story. School days at local primaries are a mix of triumphs and tears, classmates staring at first, then cheering as Paige powers through PE with a grin that disarms doubt. But it's the athletics track that first calls her name. Those oval rubber ribbons where she laces up running blades and flies in the T38 classification for field athletes with coordination impairments. By her teens, she's a regional star, clocking times that turn heads at junior meets, her coach spotting the fire in her eyes during a 100-meter heat where she crosses the line not first, but unbroken. "Running made me feel alive," she'd later share in a velodrome interview, voice steady with that quiet Adelaide drawl, like I could outpace the parts of me that held back. National championships follow. Silvers and bronzes in sprints and long jump. Each medal a talisman hung on her bedroom wall next to posters of Kathy Freeman, the indigenous sprinter whose Olympic flame lit Paige's own. But the body, ever the unpredictable partner, whispers warnings. Strains in her good leg, the cerebral palsy's toll mounting like interest on an old debt. In 2018, at 21, a crossroads looms, a coach's offhand suggestion to try paracycling, trading spikes for pedals, tracks for velodromes. It's a leap that feels like falling at first. The bikes balance a cruel joke against her asymmetry, falls bruising more than skin. Yet Paige, with Natalie's packed lunches and her father's late-night pep talks echoing in her ears, clips in and pushes. The Adelaide Superdrome becomes her cathedral, its banked boards echoing with the whoosh of tires and her growing resolve. Early sessions are solitary symphonies, her left leg pumping fury while the right lags like a reluctant dance partner. But breakthroughs come in waves. A lap under target time, a coach's nod turning to a shout. By 2019, she's hooked, the wind in her face a metaphor made real, her cerebral palsy no longer a chain but a unique gear in her machine. That gear shifts into overdrive when the world stage beckons. Qualifying for the 2019 UCI Paracycling Track World Championships in Rio, Paige steps into the spotlight not as an underdog, but as a force. In the women's C1-33000M individual pursuit, her specialty, where raw power meets tactical grit, She shatters expectations, claiming silver and etching a new world record time of 3 minutes and 44.232 seconds. The crowd's roar vibrating through the boards like a heartbeat. It's more than medal. It's validation, a whisper to the girl who'd once wondered if her body was built for less. That record? It was mine to break, she'd say post-race, sweat-streaked and beaming, her right hand trembling but raised high in victory. Gold follows at the 2020 Worlds in Milton, Ontario, then again in 2021. A 4-time world champion by 2024. Her palmares glittering with UCI World Cup bronzes and silvers that paved the road to Tokyo. The 2020 Paralympic Games, delayed to 2021 by a global shadow, dawn like destiny. August 26th, Tokyo's velodrome pulses with anticipation. Paige, 24 and poised, clips into the start gate for the C1-3 pursuit final against Great Britain's Sophie Onwin. The gun cracks, and she's off, a blur of blue and green lycra. Her left crank flying while the right grinds with willful grace. Laps tick by in a symphony of chain and breath. At 1,500 meters, she surges, crossing 4 seconds clear for gold. Australia's first of the games, her time of 3 minutes and 44.942 seconds, a whisper from her own world mark. The finish line hits like thunder. Tears streaming under her helmet, arms flung wide as the national anthem swells. Bronze in the road time trial and road race follow days later. Each podium a chapter in a fairy tale scripted by sweat. For my family, for every kid who feels crooked in a straight world, she dedicates it. Voice thick on the broadcast, Natalie's sobs echoing from the stands via video link. Honors Cascade. The Medal of the Order of Australia in 2022 for services to sport, Cycling Australia's Para-Female Track Cyclist of the Year in 2019. Her face on billboards from Bondi to Broome. Yet Paris 2024 tests her. Health flares sidelining her from selection. A forced pause that stings like gravel in a chain. Undeterred, she roars back in 2025, nabbing bronze in the C1-3 road race at the UCI Paracycling Road World Championships in August. Her smile defiant under the Swiss sun. At 28, Paige wasn't done pedaling. She was just warming up, her eyes already on Los Angeles 2028. Dreaming of golds yet unclaimed. Beyond the boards, Paige's life was a quiet masterpiece of humility and heart. A lifestyle woven from gratitude rather than glamour. Net worth. Modest whispers place it around $500,000 Australian dollars to $800,000 by 2025. Earnings from Cycling Australia stipends hovering at $80,000 annually for elite para-athletes. Sponsorships from brands like Vittoria and Toyota that fit her unflashy ethos. Plus speaking gigs at schools where she'd roll up in her adapted van, sharing stories for fees that funded more than bills. No sprawling estates or sponsorship entourages. Paige lived simply in a cozy Adelaide rental, a 2-bedroom haven with walls splashed in Paralympic posters, and a kitchen perpetually stocked with her post-ride ritual. Avocado toast piled high with poached eggs, washed down with flat whites from the corner cafe. Mornings began early, 5 a.m. spins on the stationary bike in her garage gym, followed by physio sessions where she'd crack jokes to ease the stretches, her cerebral palsy a daily dance partner she learned to lead. Afternoons? Mentoring sessions at local disability hubs, teaching kids on adaptive bikes how to lean into the wobble, her laughter bubbling as they'd topple and rise together. Evenings unwound with family dinners, Natalie's roast lamb carved with care, the three of them around a table scarred from years of laughter, swapping tales of the day while binge-watching feel-good flicks like The Pursuit of Happiness, Paige's favorite for its unyielding hope. Vacations were low-key escapes. Coastal drives to Kangaroo Island, where she'd kayak with one paddle in her strong hand, the other guided by her dad's steady pull, or quiet hikes in the Flinders Ranges, pausing to sketch wildflowers in a journal she kept for the what-ifs. Faith flickered softly. Raised Catholic, she'd light a candle at St. Francis of Assisi on race days, whispering thanks for legs that carried her, however unevenly. No husband or partner in the public eye. Paige's heart seemed poured into her craft and kin, though whispers from teammates hinted at quiet crushes on fellow athletes. Romances that bloomed and faded like trackside wildflowers. Her style? Effortless Aussie cool. Lululemon leggings scuffed from training, a well-worn Akubra hat shading her freckled face, sneakers customized with Paralympic pins. Interests wove through the grind. Volunteering with Reach, an Adelaide charity for disabled youth, where she'd lead art workshops, her left hand steady on the brush while the right added joyful smudges, or curling up with biographies of resilient souls like Malala, dog-earing pages that echoed her own mantra. Limits are suggestions, not sentences. Social media was sparse but soulful. Instagram glimpses of podium grins captioned with "grateful for the grind," or family snaps of beach sunsets, always tagging Natalie with hearts. In a world that often spotlights the spectacular, Paige embodied the profound ordinary. The athlete who high-fived janitors at the velodrome, who baked Anzac biscuits for her physio's birthday, whose warmth turned rivals into lifelong mates. Success isn't the medal, she'd say over post-race coffees, eyes sparkling like the Torrens River at dusk. It's the people who cheer you across the line, and the ones who pick you up when you crash. But even the strongest wheels can hit unseen potholes, and Paige's story pauses on a note too heartbreaking to harmonize. November 16, 2025, mere months after that Swiss bronze, with Los Angeles dreams still vivid, dawns like any other in her Adelaide home. A sudden medical episode strikes, swift and silent, the kind no training montage prepares you for. Found by a teammate dropping by for a casual catch-up, Paige is rushed to hospital, but the damage is done. At 28, in the quiet company of monitors and memories, she slips away. The news lands like a starter's gun in reverse, halting hearts across Australia. A US cycling statement, raw and reverent, confirms the loss on behalf of the Grecos. Natalie's words a dagger wrapped in devotion. Paige meant everything to us. Her kindness, her determination, and her warmth touched our family every single day. She brought so much joy and pride into our lives, and the pain of her passing is something we will carry forever. Tributes cascade like a peloton in full flight. Paralympics Australia's CEO Cameron Murray, voice-breaking in pressers. Paige was one of our brightest stars, but her quiet strength uplifted us all. AUS Cycling's Marn Fechner echoes the ache. Extraordinary athlete, but more than that, a spirit that touched everyone. Teammates flood socials. Bronze medalist Emily McMahon posting helmet-off selfies from Tokyo, captioned, "Ride on, sister. Your win still pushes us." Olympic legend Anna Meares, a personal mentor, simply, "R.I.P. Paige. Can't believe I'm writing this. You were gold in every way." Adelaide dims its velodrome lights for a week, a vigil of flickering candles and whispered laps. Reach kids craft paper bikes in her honor, wings of construction paper fluttering like prayers. The funeral, private yet poignant in a sun-dappled Adelaide chapel, swells with stories. Natalie's eulogy, hand trembling on the podium, painting Paige not as icon but as daughter. The one who'd sneak extra Tim Tams into her gym bag, who'd call home mid-tour just to hear, "I love you, kiddo." Her father stands sentinel, arm around Natalie, their silence louder than any anthem. No siblings to eulogize, but cousins and coaches fill the pews, sharing how Paige's grin turned training grinds into gifts. In the aftermath, the Grecos retreat to heal, emerging only to champion causes she'd held dear. Funds for adaptive bikes pouring in, scholarships in her name ensuring little girls with wobbly legs get their shot. Paige Greco's legacy isn't confined to podium dust or record books. It's alive in the turned petals of those she inspired. The quiet revolutions she sparked in hearts that once felt sidelined. That Tokyo gold? It opened doors for paracycling funding. Her world record a benchmark young riders chase with fire in their eyes. The Medal of Australia gleams in a family case, but her true treasures, the friendships forged in shared sprints, the kids at Reach who now say, "I can because she did," endure like echoes in an empty velodrome. Natalie plants a garden in her backyard, jacarandas for her laugh, proteas for her pride, tending them with whispers of races yet to run. Teammates wear black armbands at Worlds, dedicating heats to Paige's pace, their times dipping as if her ghost cheers from the boards. Australia mourns not a champion lost, but a light dimmed too soon. A reminder that the body may falter, but the will it carried can fuel generations. Paige taught us that gold isn't forged in ease, but in the elegant defiance of every uneven stroke. That family is the wind at your back, even when the road rises steep. In her 28 years, she pedaled not just for herself, but for every crooked path that dared to dream straight. As we roll to a close on Paige's radiant, relentless ride. The golds that gleamed, the grins that guided, the grace that gripped us tight. Let her story stir you to celebrate the uneven roads in your own life, to cheer a little louder for the fighters beside you, to hold your loved ones a lap closer today. Reach out, pedal on. You never know whose race you're helping win. If Paige's powerful journey moved you as deeply as it has me, I'd be so grateful if you'd hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It helps share her spark with more souls chasing their own finish lines. Drop a comment below. Who's inspired your toughest smile? Until next time, keep clipping in, keep chasing gold. Rest easy, Paige. Australia's forever proud.